what happens after I buy the company back is very quickly there's a lot of funds that had lost a lot of money on .com businesses during that time, and so a lot of these venture funds were drying up, and they needed a Hail Mary, like, or they were about to, they wouldn't have even the funds left over for the managing partners to continue to pay themselves, and so they needed to consolidate some businesses and really have a home run, and so they were consolidating an industry. I had competitors out there at that time that had hundreds of millions of dollars invested in them, and they were trying to make it all up on streaming technologies. As a matter of fact, Mark Cuban was one of those competitors, and they came to us for an investment. And it was because of Mark Cuban's success when he sold to Yahoo for $5.4 billion that the radio industry basically closed down to all technicians after that, which will lead into my Google sale later on if you want to go there. But anyway, all the money in my space to work with radio stations was they had the streaming content. They were trying to repurpose over-the-air content with streaming content because they believed that, people from cities that they grew up in wanted to listen to the radio station in that community, or that it could allow them to syndicate talk show hosts into different areas where they weren't on the air, but they could be online, or you could listen to your alumni college football or basketball or whatever. This was the big race. And so they were spending tens of millions of dollars. And at that time, they didn't have a standard for the streaming technology. So the decoding had to match, and there was no standard. So, every company was fighting to be that standard. I don't know if you remember that time, I think. Yeah. So everyone had their own standard. And Mark Cuban's the only one that actually made money on that deal. Everybody else lost tons of money.